Here we are in busy London. It's just gone 9:30 in the morning, and right round the corner from the Royal Courts of Justice, I'm on the front edge of the embankment, and behind this lot of grandiose buildings are the Royal Courts of Justice. So I'm here, of course, today to observe and witness the interim hearing for the Mill Road Bridge TRO decision. It's known as strikeout. The council has put in an application to strike out the claim, throw the judicial review out, and that's what today's all about. So these buildings here, I gather, I'm not 100% on this, but there's a whole complex here which I've just kind of walked around to pass the time. This is the temple, or I don't know what they call it, but you know, Temple Bar or the Chancery Lane. Here, see? It's the temple. Middle and inner temple leading to Temple Church. This is where the barristers hang out. This is where their offices are. You've got lots of law firms in there representing all kinds of interests, government or non-government. And this is right in the heart of London. As you can see, these gothic fucking dragon thingies gonna make it look like you're walking into the gates of Mordor or something like that. Anyway, so we're going to take a right now, Temple Place. We're going around the temple, and opposite the temple on the other side are the courts themselves. So this is where it all goes down, and this is where we're going to be today. Yes, here it is, look. This is where I am. Up and to the right, that is the Royal Courts of Justice. So, the time draws near. We're right close. So, I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm pretty out of it. Everyone has, I think. We've had Christmas and New Year's and everything. It's been a few months since last time we were here, and politics and news media and life goes on. The newspapers have more or less snubbed the situation. We're not reporting on it, at least. I suppose they might just be waiting until the actual end result. But I just wanted to make this little part of the commentary video because I've looked at both sides of the argument. I've seen our side's skeleton argument, and I've seen the defence skeleton argument. I have no idea which way it's going to go. I haven't really been able to share much because it's still ongoing, so I didn't want to disclose any legal papers that might have got me in trouble. But there's certainly some very interesting things in there, and so it's my full intention to go through that and share those pieces of information, because either way this is decided, whether we win or lose, we found out some really interesting, important truths about the system, the political framework, the rules, which interpretation of law is going to be the correct one. This is why we're here. This is what we're here to find out. And so, that being said, I draw closer and closer. I'm going to wrap this up, and this could either go well for us or badly for us. If it goes well, we stay on. We carry on towards the end line. If we lose, the whole thing's over. The bridge closes, and we end up with a great big, hefty, slapping bill that we have to pay. So just try to keep that bit out of your mind. But there we are. There's the courts. And I just want to say, however which way this goes, I want to thank everybody who's supported us and encouraged us, and everybody who has paid attention, and everybody who cares on both sides of the argument. This is for Cambridge, and this is for the people of Mill Road. This is for justice, and this is for freedom, and this is for democracy, and this is for law, I guess. This is where disputes come to be settled. This is where fights come to be decided, and the fate of the future direction of society will be nudged a little bit left or right, forward or backwards, free to move or curtailed with restrictions and bridge closures and more fines and things like that. So here we are, Royal Courts of Justice. I'm going to hang this up now. Here we are. Sorry. I'm a little bit early, which is nicer than last time, in which time we were like 2 minutes late. I prefer to be early than late. So I'm going to go in there and find the other guys, catch up with the barristers and solicitors, and then I'm going to sit there in this quiet, austere chamber where people with far superior knowledge and intellect and education than I talk about things which I barely understand. And I'm going to wait until the end, see which way the dice of fate will roll, and will the blade land on my neck, or will it spare me, and will it spare all of us? Let's find out. This is William Bennell reporting for Cambridge Cracker on the edge of the precipice. Fuck! What do you think about that? It's not over. It's not over yet. We've had to have a break because it overran. It's gone on for, it was supposed to be 2.5 hours. It went on for 3. The judge was mindful of the time, so he gave everybody a recess for lunch, and we're going back in about 20 minutes to finish it off. So it's not over yet. Feelings, I did my best to jot it down as it went. There's a lot that I didn't understand, but I have to say it didn't look great for Streeton. It didn't look good for the strikeout application. I don't like making these kind of calls before the final thing comes through, because I don't know what I'm talking about, and there are so many aspects which I don't understand. But the feeling and the body language and the look of it, Streeton was falling apart and unravelling over a lot of his issues. He conceded a lot of points. It didn't seem appropriate for a strikeout application. There was a lot. He was cramming a lot of information into a short space of time, and the judge didn't look happy. And our barrister basically got 6 minutes to make her arguments, which is why it's overrunning. She's done an admirable job of basically rushing through all of her points. She's spoken for about 25 minutes, and then the judge has said, how much longer do you think you're going to need? She said 30 minutes, and he says, all right, let's have a break. So anyway, I've just had a cup of coffee, Pam's gone for a walk, Dan's had to go home, everyone's had to go home because this thing is overrunning, but I'm here sticking it through. And we're outside, and the fate of Mill Road still has yet to be decided, and I don't think that we're going to hear the final judgment today. What he's going to do is listen to the arguments. He's going to take it back to his office, mull it over, and then he'll write his judgment, and then he'll issue it in another couple of days. That's what I suspect. But from this layman's perspective, it doesn't seem like strikeout was the right course of action for this case at this time. They should have just gone straight ahead and gone for the final judgment. But we'll see. It could be that, 2 or 3 out of the 7 grounds get struck out, and then we end up just taking 4 to the final judgment. Or it could be that the judge says none of it is struck out because you don't meet the criteria for strikeout or summary judgment. It could be that he does strike it out. You never know. I never know these things. I never know in these cases. But it is fascinating. We're really pulling out we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to the depths, the dirty underbelly of the political equation and the legal aspects of it. These are the nuts and bolts. We're really getting into the oily crevice. Anyway, it's a lovely day. Let's have a look here. life goes on. I mean, all of these people here are obviously adjourning from various court cases, and they're waiting for the next half of the day to proceed. For now, I'm going to go back inside. We'll see you on the other side. Disappointment. Not for the reasons that some may hope, but only for the fact that we have had no judgment today. The hearing ran on for considerably longer than it ought to have. It was clear that it was a very complicated issue. There was another group waiting for another court session waiting behind us. The judge became very pressed for time. He told Street and Bruce Smith to hurry the fuck up. And he said, I will reserve my judgment. So we still have no answer. It's just gone 3 o'clock. I'm going to head back to Cambridge. And I'm drained. These things, they're mentally and emotionally exhausting, just tiring generally. And I had hoped, I had a vain hope that we might have some kind of answer today. But no, they always find a way to drag these things on and on and on. So sorry everybody, no answer for you yet, but I'm told to expect a judgment, either written or spoken, before the 8th, which is a week away. So it's hard to say, isn't it? Everybody's stretched for time, including the courts, including the judges. And what are you going to do about that? Just got to wait and be patient. But it does mean that we still don't know which way it's going to go. But for my money, at least, not that I would put any more money on this than I already have, it didn't seem like the strikeout application was going to succeed. It was a bit of a long shot by the defendant. But, like I said, you never know. You never bloody know, do you? Anyway, once again, this is the end one for this time. This is William Bennell reporting for Cambridge Cracker from the Strand leading on to Fleet Street. 1st of February, we await the judgment. Goodbye.